It's a workforce development model training the next generation of workers for careers right here in Central New York.
This is National Apprenticeship Week, and joining us now is the president and CEO of MACNY, the Manufacturers Association, Randy Wolken. Randy, always great to have you. Thanks for stopping by.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Let's start very simply. What is an apprenticeship, and why are they so effective for building, this workforce up that we need?
Actually, an apprenticeship starts with a job. You have actual job. You get training while you're working. You get a certification when you're completed. It's nationally recognized. So it's a great way to be in the workforce or for people to enter the workforce.
Job meaning you get paid while you're
paid
working,
the whole time, which is really what makes it unique, is you're actually getting paid while you're actually learning.
And let's talk about the different types of jobs that you can get apprenticeships for.
There's so many, especially in the manufacturing sector, CNC workers, welders, operators, program management, all kinds of ways in which you can be an apprentice today. We alone at MACNY have over 20 of them, different pathways that we are under program management for with our partners statewide.
Do you need any kind of skills going into this? So for instance, let's say I want to be a welder and I have very little in the way of me personally welding skills. Can I get an apprenticeship in that field, or do I need some sort of skills going in?
Usually it helps to have some skills going into it. But once you're hired by a company, the training can happen on the job. So individuals who aren't actually welders today can be put in those spaces, trained up, and then they become journey workers at the end of that process, and then they become mentors to the next generation.
And Randy, we have some huge projects in the works.
We do.
81, Micron, just to name a few. How important are opportunities like this apprenticeship, to make sure we have the workforce we need to complete these big projects?
Well, absolutely critical. I mean, Micron alone will have half of those workers be in the tech space. They will not come with or need four-year degrees or even two-year degrees. So about half of the workforce will come in this pathway.
And it's not just those big ones either. I mean, those are the ones that will gobble up a lot of the workers, but there's a lot of, let's say, I guess, smaller when you compare them to Micron projects out there too, right?
There are hundreds today and soon to be thousands of opportunities in these spaces for small companies, medium-sized companies, and large companies like Micron.
What's the first thing a person should do to find an apprenticeship and find the right fit?
Well, examine whether or not you'd be interested in it. Obviously, it's something that you should be interested in. Look for an opportunity that's already open. Right now, Micron will start its construction next year, but jobs are open today, so you can literally start at any time. And they literally can run from right out of high school. We actually have had a 71-year-old actually complete an apprenticeship program. 71-year-old. So there's really no age limit when it comes to being an apprentice and moving down that pathway.
When you do an apprenticeship, I imagine they vary from job to job.
They do.
How long do they last? 6 months, a year, 2 years? Kind of like, what's that path of being, I'm hired, I'm going to start my apprenticeship, now what's the future look like?
Since once you start that job, usually a year would be sort of a starting apprenticeship, but they go up to 4 years. So you can actually stack them as well, stack them on top of each other. So I would encourage someone to find an opportunity. They can find them on our website. There are literally hundreds of jobs open today. If you go to macny.org, you'll find an opportunity, but you apply for a job, and then they hire you, and then you can start an apprenticeship pathway. We also now offer pre-apprenticeship pathways. So our Real Life Rosies program, which you may have heard of, starts a cohort of women. We actually have 2 cohorts started here in Central New York. And after 8 to 12 weeks, depending on the program, then companies hire you, and then you begin your apprenticeship pathway.
You mentioned a 71-year-old who's taking advantage of the opportunity. So I imagine that's not his first career.
It's not.
So is this also an opportunity for people like the 71-year-old who had a career? Maybe it's time to try something new or to switch their professions.
Absolutely. That's the great thing about apprenticeship. You basically get on-the-job training while you're working. So you can switch, may not have a chance to stop out and go back to school. So you start in a new job and become an apprentice at that new job. So it really is for ages 18, and we now say 71.
Right.
Yeah, I guess so. And start at MACNY's website, right?
That's a good place to start. Like I said, we have people on team who can help you find an employer, or if you're an employer, you're interested in finding out if we can't do it, we can direct you to others that do it. Obviously, the construction trades are also a great place to do an apprenticeship. They've been doing it for a very long time as well. So I think the beauty of it is there are really lots of places today to start right at work, and you don't have to necessarily have a college degree to do it.
Oh, that's very hopeful for a lot of people.
Yeah, Randy
They
Wolken.
take advantage of it.
Thanks so much for being with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Randy.
You bet.